Yeah, good afternoon. Excited to be hitting the road this evening out to Lexington with the team. Eager to get out there. Glad we won't have to wait until Friday to see them play. So, a bit of a rushed week, but team's doing well. Good practice yesterday. We'll have a short one today, and a lot of film to get ready for some really impressive programs that are heading out to Lexington. So, like that our team has improved this month. Something that we're always hoping to see in this program. We saw it last year in November. We saw it again playing some of our best volleyball. And so yeah, just it's been fast couple years here, but excited for the opportunity to coach these guys for a few more weeks.
What's your reaction to the bracket as a whole? You've had a few days to kind of mull it over. Do you have any thoughts on your?
Oh, I always have thoughts and opinions about the bracket. It kind of depends on what lens you're looking at it through, right? I love it for our team, first and foremost, just where we're going, the quality of opponent that we get to play. Some new opponents also, which is always nice for these guys. I like to take them into great venues. I think Lexington is a great venue to play some volleyball matches, so excited about that for us. On the whole, I think the committee did a great job, and I am probably their toughest critic most times. I thought that geography didn't play as big a role in kind of the way the bracket came together as it has in years past, and so I liked seeing that as well. I think it's been a great year for parity in volleyball, and I think you're going to see that on display. Um, Again, a lot of really strong programs across the country, and I think this tournament's going to be one of the most entertaining. So, yeah, depending on what lens I'm looking at it through, yeah, lots of thoughts, but mostly all positive for this year's bracket.
Any surprises in particular?
Any surprises? Plenty of surprises, but nothing that is going to be worth a quote for you. So.
Coach, you're a veteran of like deep runs with in the tournament, but mostly with another program. And what'd you learn from, I guess, those past experiences? You know, a Final Four run, that type of thing. And then what'd you learn from last year with this team?
Things I always think about is just, and you've heard us say this before, is play the match, not the moment. Try and give these guys a vision for us playing, 6 matches, but also remind them that it's going to be one rotation at a time, especially with our first round opponent in Western Kentucky, who's really strong. So I think about that. I think about making sure that we don't let you guys write our story for us, right? There's going to be something that happens, a match that goes 5 or a comeback, and you can celebrate it a little too big, a little too soon. I always worry about that and making sure that we're always giving our team what's up next, right? That we don't celebrate the current moment at the expense of a bigger moment. So that's some of what I've learned, in my time going through this tournament. But it's a formative space, man. Players can change the course of their careers. Programs can change the direction of their program over these 3 weeks. And so how can you not be excited about that? It's pretty fun.
Keegan, when a player like Taylor Lanford leads your program, that seismic move, how much did Julie Hansen factor into what you could see going forward?
It was a conversation on day one with her. Once we knew that's the position that we were in, I said, hey, most players miss their moment, that they're not ready for the moment. This could be your moment if you want it. And kind of put that challenge in front of her. And she accepted it, obviously. All spring, she performed at a really high level. But I think her improvement over the course of the fall is something that stands out to me. You don't see that a lot. I mean, the player that I saw in August looks nothing like the player that I see here in December in the best way. And her willingness to be coached, her willingness to trust, her willingness to take risk in a time when people don't like to take risk. The kid works pretty diligently and quietly most days. She doesn't miss a lot of practices, and she's reaping what she's sowed for a long time right now.
I heard you say something about her kind of directness and willingness to be coached that might
Yeah.
be different than you've experienced.
In this day and age, right, I think young people are trying to figure out what they need, right, in coaching, and coaches are trying to figure out what a coach is, right? And so to have a young person take the initiative and say, hey, here's what I need, from you in order to be my best, one, to even know what you need, at this age is something most of them are trying to figure that out. But to be able to courageously ask it of a new coach who's come in, right, and I just give her a lot of credit. It helped give me direction on how to point her in the right direction, and it just saved us so much time, right? And so, yeah, we want that. We want our young people to know who they are. We want them to be interdependent and work with their support services. What's the point in having what we have here at Minnesota if you don't know how to utilize it? And I think Julie has done a good job of telling us what she needs.
And, you point to Texas and Wisconsin as kind of the best wins you've had, but
Yeah.
Lydia and Melanie mentioned Illinois. recently as something that they look at going into the tournament?
Yeah, we just think we've been down by about as many points as you can be down by and come back and won matches, whether that's in that case the fourth set, but also in the fifth set of some matches. And last year it felt like we found ways to lose matches late, right? People chased us down and stole sets from us. And this year it's felt a little bit like the opposite, that no one should really be safe with a lead against us. And that's not a story that I have to tell them anymore. It's something that they've done enough times that they know it's true, and then they put it into action in those difficult moments, which can happen. Yeah.
Is there anything that needs to be said to the team, to make sure they're ready from point one on Thursday, or is this a group that sort of understands the finality of the whole season?
I think the one message I've tried to share with them is just at some point you got to go somewhere that you haven't been before, right? With people that you care a lot about, and that's what I want for this group is to get into later stages of this tournament, places that they haven't been, with every member of their team on board and to play some good volleyball. So I don't ever like that excuse of, hey, they haven't been there before to be a reason why you don't get there, right? At some point you got to go somewhere you haven't been, and this group can do that.
Anything else for Keegan?
Thanks, guys. Those lights are bright.